Someone who loved the excitement of this event and was a fixture there for so many years was our good friend and colleague, the late Tim Rosaforte. In 2021, the tournament recognized Rosie for his 3 decades of service to the game and the Palm Beach community, which was his home, by renaming the Media Center in his honor and announcing the creation of the Tim Rosaforte Distinguished Writers Award. Sadly, just a year later, Tim lost his brief battle with Alzheimer's, but his legacy lives on. And this week, we remember Rosie and all that he did for this game that he loved. And as we remember our friend and his battle with that terrible disease, we say hello to another man with a deep connection not only to golf, but unfortunately also to Alzheimer's as well. Jim Nantz hardly needs an introduction to anyone who watches this network or enjoys sports for that matter. Jim, thanks so much for joining us. And for those who don't know how Alzheimer's has affected your life, why don't we start by having you connect the dots for us?
Well, thank you, Jimmy. First off, what a great honor to be on here talking about Timmy Rosaforte. My father had a 13-year battle with Alzheimer's, and when he passed away, I'd written a book about my father called Always by My Side, and it was all about how a family tried to take care of and comfort our ailing leader and patriarch of our family. And it was about heroes, the caregiving side of it, and how I tried to find my father through the acts of kindness by others. It was called Always by My Side. Well, when the book came out, there was a groundswell of support coming from people that could relate to it in the Alzheimer's community. Unfortunately, all of us members of the same club we don't want to be a part of. And I knew that I needed to do something to honor my father more than just write the book, that I needed to try to roll up my sleeves and try to create something that would give my father a voice. And I have his voice. His voice was, sadly, it was never used in a professional sense, never in front of a microphone. And I wanted to channel his voice, create an Alzheimer's Research Institute, which we did in Houston, Texas, at the Houston Methodist Hospital. It's called the Nantz National Alzheimer's Center. People can find out about it at nantzfriends.org. And it's now been open for over 13 years. Very proud of our team down in Houston, the research that's come out of there, the drive, the relentless pursuit of trying to find a cure for this. And when Tim was first diagnosed, I had a chance to talk to the family, to Genevieve, his wonderful bride, now widow, about how I thought they should get to Houston as soon as they could to go down and receive another diagnosis and perhaps some treatment. He had the rapid form of Alzheimer's, and it's still hard to believe he's gone. He was such a giant, Jimmy, as you know, and you got to work with him closely, and I got to see him hundreds of times on the PGA Tour beat. Just a giant of a man, and he was beloved by everybody.
Yeah, he was really something special. We all miss him. You know, you probably know more about this terrible disease than you'd like to. Give us a sense from, your involvement, how prevalent you understand it to be in our culture.
Well, it's the numbers are staggering. It's over 6 million Americans are afflicted with it. And when you really think about it, there is the victim that's living with it, but then there's the family that's living with it. So it's more than just the patient. It's a family. And the caregivers, the unsung heroes that really, they lose their lives in this because every day is the same. It's not getting better. And trying to protect the dignity and look after a loved one, to shower them, to dress them, to feed them, to get them up and down stairs, to hide them from any awkward public kind of embarrassment or whatever. It just runs such a broad spectrum of the things that you have to do as a caregiver. So, you can say 6.5 million Americans, but, the number of people affected are way greater than that. The good news, Jimmy, is that there's been finally some positive news in just the last 2 years. There have been some drugs that have been trialed and approved. We've been very fortunate to be asked by the FDA to be one of the central sites for for administering these trials and these two drugs. If anybody wants to look them up, lecanemab and donanemab. And they can definitely slow down the progression if it's caught early. Early onset dementia is what we call it, early onset Alzheimer's. And it's given us a ray of hope. And that's what we're really all about, is trying to bring hope for people in what has been, up until now, a pretty hopeless situation.
It is such a cruel disease. And you talk about these treatments that are potentially in the pipeline. Any sense of how big an impact, Jim, that they could make?
Well, what happens is, and they are now, listen, they're out in the public arena, and, you can have, your doctor, your neurologist, you're able to get on board with these drugs, one from Biogen, one from Eli Lilly, and I think they're game changers. I recently spoke at the Mayo Clinic before a big gathering of international neurologists and scientists, and some are not as optimistic as others, but some are extremely, extremely positive about what this is going to mean moving forward and how this is going to be the gateway to more therapeutics, to more drugs. And that's the way I look at it right now. I really feel like we're taking these first steps to get into an otherwise really dark world without a lot of light. And now we have light.
Back again with Jim Nantz. Jim, kind of a non sequitur here, but Hello Friends. How did that start?
Well, it's all related to what we just talked about, Jimmy. And my father was probably in the middle of his battle, still could converse. I still felt like we're working against the clock and praying for some sort of sudden great miracle drug that would come through, but trying to keep the engines turning, trying to play name games and things that would get his mind working. And one day I was sitting by his bedside and I said to him, Dad, this weekend, I'm going to be up at Hazeltine for a golf tournament. When I look into that lens, I'm going to look in there and I'm going to see you. I'm going to say something that I want you to know means I'm thinking of you at this very moment. I'm going to say, hello, friends. Jim Nantz here. Well, I have the great honor of carrying my father's name. I was a third. My family always knew me as Jimmy. My family still does. So do my close friends. My dad was Jim. But when I got started in the business, I was young, and someone suggested that Jimmy Nantz sounded a little too young. So I was proud to take my father's name. But anyway, I said, Dad, I'm going to look into the lens. I'm going to say, hello, friends. And I want you to know that very second I'm thinking of you. Now, I don't know if 5 minutes later it had already escaped his mind, but I wanted to think that he was looking for it when I signed on that day from a PGA championship. And someone said to me afterwards, boy, I heard you say hello, friends. What was that all about? Told him the backstory. He said, that's something you ought to do every time. So pretty much every show I've ever done since then, most recently the Super Bowl, I say hello, friends. My dad's been gone a long time, Jimmy. I look into that lens and I still see him. The old line that I got when you are on camera, you try to talk to one person, you try to look into that lens and you think of someone. I didn't really know what that meant until that came about. And it's a comforting feeling, honestly. You look into the lens, you're about to come on the air for the Masters, the Super Bowl, had staggering audience reach a couple of weeks ago. I don't even think about it. I just think about my dad on the other side of the lens and I say, hello, friends.
Well, that's a sweet story. You talk about that staggering reach. You've spent your entire network career at CBS, coming up on 40 years, I think. But at the start, and I've got the story correct, there was actually an NBC connection. Isn't that correct? You knocked on a door?
That's true. I was masquerading kind of as a golfer on the Houston golf team. And all three of my roommates ended up playing on the PGA Tour. They got to live their dream. My dream was to work in the industry. I truly wanted to be able to broadcast the Masters one day. That was the goal. That was the childhood dream since I was 11. But here we were on a Friday afternoon, our sophomore year. We went out to the Woodlands, and there were the NBC trucks, the compound off to our right. And the boys said, you ought to go over there and ask NBC for a job. So we did it. I walked over to a security guard and I said, excuse me, is Don Ohlmeyer here today? And he said, yes. I said, could you tell him Jim Nantz is looking for him? I was 19 years old. I'm 64 now. It's a long time ago. The guard leaves. Freddie Couples, Blaine McAllister, John Horn. They all look at me like, who's Don Ohlmeyer? I said, come on, guys. He's the big cheese over at NBC. He does everything. He even produces their golf. How do you know that? I said, guys, you got to read the credits. He's everywhere. Well, you know, it wasn't a day at this time where we had Google search or anything like that. So it wasn't as easy to be able to dial up that kind of information. And just as soon as I explained who Mr. Ohlmeyer was, here comes the guard with a man in tow. It dawned on me, Jimmy, you know, here I am acting like a big shot. I didn't know what Don Ohlmeyer looked like. So here comes a giant of a guy, handsome, got the cashmere sweater, you know, cardigan, cashmere, whatever, draped around the back of his shoulders and tied around the neck. And he walks over without socks and loafers on. You know the look, Jimmy. You worked with Don a long time. And he said, I'm looking for Jim Nantz. I said, yes, sir. I'm right here. I'm on the Houston golf team. I'm studying communications. These four guys, these three guys, my buddies are on the golf team. He said, well, how can I help you? And one of them said, he wants a job. And Ohlmeyer said, what do you have in mind? And one of them, I'm not sure which one, might have been Freddie, could have been Blaine, John. One of them said, put him on the air. And he kind of went, well, we have all the announcers we need. But if you would like to work this weekend, I can get you a job as a runner. And you can drive our announcers around. They park up at the clubhouse. We're out here at 17. When they park the car, I need somebody to bring them down here to the offices. So I did that. And I think about it all these years later. Don's been gone a long time. I still see his boys. But how generous was that for a guy on the spot to give a kid a break? And that ended up presenting an opportunity for the next week. NBC had the tour at Preston Trail in Dallas. They had the old Byron Nelson. And I went up there and worked for him again and made some contacts, and away we go. It really helped launch my career.
You know, a lot of us started as runners in this business. And think about it, if not for a twist of fate, we could have had you and Dan Hicks side by side in a broadcast booth for all these years.
It would be an honor.
Yeah.
It really would.
Well, listen, I know you like to say that you were the worst player on that team, but you must have had some game. You know, listen, Houston was the defending national champion, and you made the team. You actually led a tournament, I think, your freshman year, didn't you?
Jimmy, come on now. I've never heard you delve into hyperbole in your incredible career. So don't start now. But yes, I did lead a tournament, but let's qualify that. What I do tell people is I led a tournament as a freshman with all the way up until 9 holes to play. What I don't tell people, it was a one-day 18-hole tournament. I like people to think, well, he must have led for 63 holes. That's incredible. I led for 9 holes. Shot 1 under 35 on the front. And I'm starting to think maybe instead of getting to the Masters one year with a microphone, maybe these clubs will take me there. And as soon as I started to think like that, after pars at 10 and 11, I might add, so I'm still in red figures with 7 to play. Double bogey at 12, double bogey at 13, double bogey at 14. I parred in then, 15 and in. So my career record in tournament play at Houston, my scoring average was 77 based off of 1 round. I never made a bogey in competition. When I got to wear the Houston red polo and uniform, I had 1 birdie, 3 doubles, and 14 pars, and that's all she wrote.
Not that you remember the details all these many years later, or that it's at all painful. Listen, I know you got to get going, so just a couple of quick other ones for you. You know, in what we do, I think we are so lucky. The places we go, the things we get to see, the people we meet. For you, there's been, of course, golf and football and basketball and the Olympics, too. But is there one event, and this is a difficult question, or maybe a couple that just stand out beyond all the rest?
Well, there is this one event that is starting to come into view. Jimmy, we call it a tradition unlike any other.
Yes, we do.
So that one is the one that was the driver of all drivers. I love, really, truly, the chance to call any of these events. Primarily, I've been college basketball, which I stepped aside from as of last year's Final Four after 32 championship calls. And of course, I'm still hoping to do the NFL for another 10 years or so, coming off the Super Bowl, working with the great Tony Romo. And golf. But golf, to me, Jimmy, it's like you. You've done it all. We're golf guys. We're very similar. And I need golf like I need oxygen. I can't live without it. And it's such an honor to be in the booth trying to tell the story of other people achieving something great in their lives. That's what we are after all. We're storytellers. We're paid observers. We try to find out what makes them special, what's inside that heart. And for 39 years, I've been given the gift of opportunity to do it. I never take it for granted. So I'm so grateful, beyond belief for me, that I could do it this long.
Yeah.
And, I said this recently. I want to say this because I have a lot of friends there at Golf Channel, and everyone knows it. Somebody said, well, how competitive is it? In our sport, it's not like the NFL where you have all these different networks that are presenting the league. You got a Thursday night package, Monday night package, Sunday night package. You got CBS and Fox in the afternoon on Sundays. Then you get to the playoffs, and a lot of people are involved in it. In golf, one network is the steward of the game for a week. And sometimes that runs for 4 or 5 consecutive weeks. But there are not 2 feeds going at the same time when it comes to the PGA Tour. There's one. So we are really teammates. We are all custodians of the game and the welfare of our game, which I wanted to get healthier.
Yeah.
We all know what's going on, and it's a difficult time, and we're all looking for our sport to figure itself out. I love it. I love the goodness of the game. I'm going beyond just competitive golf at the highest level. The game has done wondrous things for many people, including the 2 of us. But I'm hopeful that sometime in the coming months, we can get to a place where it makes sense again. And we're talking about wonderful triumphs and stories of overcoming adversity, and not talking about money.
Jim, I have got a million more questions that I would love to ask you, so much more that I'd love to talk to you about. Unfortunately, that sweep second hand on the wall has signaled that that's the end of this. It's so good of you to spend the time with us. It's always a pleasure talking to you, and you have no idea how much joy you bring to so many people with your passion for sports, and particularly for golf. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, and thank you, Tim Rosaforte and the Rosaforte family. Thank you to that beautiful family, the girls, Genevieve and the girls, for sharing your dad with us. We both can agree on another thing, Jimmy. He made not only golf better, he made our lives better. And thank you for remembering him today and this week and always. I appreciate it very much.